Hi, gorgeous soul, and welcome to Spiritually Empowered Podcast. This show is your go-to place to learn all about your psychic intuitive gifts, explore and unveil taboo topics, and discover new ways to walk in power on this planet that is undergoing a massive transformation. We each came here with a higher calling. This podcast will catalyze you into yours. I love to simplify and refine ancient mystical teachings and practices, let you in on my most personal revelations and shifts, as well as bring on soul-inspiring guests to support you with embodying your power and saying yes to your destiny today. I am so excited to dive deep with you. Let's begin. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I'd love to just take a moment together to soften down and into the body right now. And feel the base of your spine go heavy. And start to arrive. If you're driving or doing the dishes or in a meditation, however this finds you, just land into your present moment. Bring your awareness into the now. And one way to do that is to feel your breath and to feel gravity anchor you here and now. And as you breathe, imagine all of your soul's parts and pieces and fragments and all of you just returning back to your wholeness. All of you right here, right now. And feel your energy body, this electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 6 feet outside the body. Feel that grow bigger and brighter now. Just imagine, use your imagination. And sense the energy around your body. Open up your spatial awareness. Can you sense how far away your energy field is from your skin? Opening up a different way to perceive yourself and reality. This is the more subtle. This is the awareness of the realm that organizes the 3D world. This is the shaman's territory, the mystic's territory. It's in the invisible world. And as you deepen your breath, my love, just expand the field around your body. Make it bigger and brighter. Spread it out 10 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet. Bigger and brighter in your energy and your power. Drop the shoulders, melt tension. And I invite you to have a notebook out if you can do that. And if not, that's totally cool. And just be with your breath through the journey today. How are you? How is your heart? How are you feeling? If you're listening to this in present time, it is now Taurus season. And Taurus is all about the body, about grounding, about growth, about spreading up from your roots and expanding through time. So right away, this energy says, slow down, get present. So this is part 2 of Keys to Live the Purpose That You Were Born With, part 2. I just want to start this conversation with a reminder that your purpose is not something you go out and get. Your purpose is something you awaken to. And it's not what you do, it's a frequency that you embody. It is how you make other people feel in your presence. And remember, enlightenment, or the goal of all spiritual practice, if there was a goal, enlightenment, it's a process of undoing. It's a process of dissolution. It's a process of dissolving anything that is veiling your spark, who you were born to be. And what I'm really feeling with purpose is that you will know when you're standing in the center of it. You'll know. You feel it in your bones, no matter how much money you make, no matter what's happening in the external. You will know inside your skin if you're playing at the level that you were born to play at. You will know if you're siphoning your truth. You will know if you're scared to speak up. You will know if there's a barrier. You're going to feel a discomfort at the level of soul, at the deepest level of your being, because you know that there's more for you. And I have this quote that's like, if you're not dripping in fear around your life and what you're doing, then you're not playing big enough. When God, the divine, whatever that is for you, when God walks you into what you've been praying for and your body lights up with sensation and your heart starts to beat and that dream partner standing in front of you asking you to be theirs, or the opportunity that you've been praying for comes to you, are you going to shrink or rise? Because you're gonna feel things. You're gonna feel things. On my path of purpose, I have faced so many fears head on. And that was not fun. And now I'm developing a new relationship with fear and with somatic frequencies and energies, because when we look at anxiety, it's sort of the same biological response to excitement. It's just the meaning that we give it. So in Eastern traditions, we learn that at the center of pain is joy, and at the center of joy is pain. So it's no longer either or. It's kind of both all the time. You're going to know if there is something in the way. So today I want to share what are some things that could be in the way. And I don't want you to think that you're blocked, because you're not blocked. Think of these things as quote unquote in the way, as stepping stones to craft your character, to help you heal for all of us. This is not a solo man's journey like we've been bought or sold. Anytime you level up, we all level up. Anytime you choose love and you choose to take a brave step, you're changing your bloodline. So I want you to feel the impact of how you decide to live your life, the impact of your courage. This isn't a solo journey. And you could say your purpose isn't about you. It's about how you were born to be of service. I'm remembering my friend months and months ago, a really, really good friend. Gosh, no, this was years ago. And he wanted to start coaching. And he's just this beautiful meditator. He's embodied all of these meditative practices. And I just really see that and celebrate that in him. But he was not wanting to stand in it. And I looked at him and I said, I love you and take or leave this, but it's not about you. Your ego can make you really, really, really big and grandiose, and I'm the best in the world and people are below me, and it can make you really, 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 really tiny. I don't matter. I don't matter. I don't matter. The shamans say you can practice, oh my gosh, I forgot the exact quote. This is Alberto Villoldo. I bring him up a lot. And he says, you can really, and I'm totally paraphrasing, you can step into the fullness of your gifts when you remember that you are no less important, or no more important than an ant and no less important than the sun. So this thing, the ego, can shrink us and also make us really, really big. So the ego is this thing of, they're better than me, I'm worse than them. I'm better than them, they're worse than me. It's the better than worse than program. And we can shift that right now, because that's also something that's been taught to us. And really, it's a survival mechanism. because there's biological programs within us that are running to keep us alive on the planet, right? There is a level of competition, and there is a level of me when it comes to survival, right? So there are those mechanisms in the brain, and that's the ancient brain, as my teacher would say. That's the limbic brain. That's the old brain of fear and flight and all of those F's. And the new brain, as my teacher would say, the brain of Bach, the brain of Einstein, the brain of incredible creativity, the brain of oneness is the newer brain, the prefrontal cortex and the frontal lobes, I believe. It's the front of the brain. And this is the brain that knows oneness and knows that how you live affects everything, ever, everywhere. And so for me, what are the things that I've seen, one for me, and also in my 8+ years of supporting clients? And the people that I've supported are really, really gifted empathic souls who have struggled with things like eating disorders, and substance use disorders, and feeling afraid to stand in the center of their gifts, feeling afraid of judgment, feeling afraid to be seen. And all of these things can be tracked to core wounds. All of these things can be tracked back. And it's usually unworthiness. It's usually fear of your power. It's these big core wounds. Here's a couple common core wounds: fear of your power, abandonment, betrayal, separation from source, unworthiness, fear of death. Those are the big ones. There's not that many. And most often, if not always, I'm going to say always, that our triggers and our challenges and our setbacks and the patterns that we can't seem to shake can be tracked back to a core wound. And when you start to dig into your core wounds and face these things, hopefully with support, whether from me or somebody else that you trust, you're going to be facing them for your bloodline as well, and for all humanity. So a part of our purpose is healing, because the Bodhisattva vow says, I'll stay on earth until every blade of grass is awakened, until every single being, creature, etc., has remembered who it is and has awakened out of the spell of suffering. We still have shit to do. And it gets to be fun and messy and sexy and orgasmic. It gets to be the full rainbow. You're never going to get it right, and you're probably never going to be done in this lifetime. So may as well have your cup of cacao, sit back with a journal, chill out, laugh a little bit, hang out with some friends, and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. So one of the biggest things that is a roadblock for change makers, people that were born to elicit change within themselves and within the society at large, because you can't do one without the other, is fear of speaking up, fear of being seen. And especially with social media right now, one of the shadows or the downsides of social media right now is there's so much fucking judgment everywhere. You can say, I like oranges, and people are like, how dare you? How dare you say such a thing? And if you follow me on social media, hopefully you get a sense of a more liberated voice. Like, I pride myself in being quite uncensored. And I've actually gotten a little bit more mindful, not cautious or censored, but mindful, because many years ago I was like really displaying all of my most esoteric beliefs. There's this meme that's coming to mind. And it's this guy in like assless chaps. And he's like, the spiritual beliefs I tell my family. And like, you can't see his ass because he's facing forwards, right? He's in this like whatever BDSM outfit. And then there's a mirror and you can see the whole backside and his whole butt is out. And it's like my real spiritual beliefs. So all of that to say, I have been pretty blessed with an open throat chakra, but it's not always been that way, my love. It's really, really, really not. I've been doing this for many years, and so I am, to a degree, used to feeling free in my voice, but that's not how it always was. The first time I picked up that phone and started speaking into the camera, totally different person. First time I got up on stage, totally different person. Like, I made a decision and I still make this decision, that I am willing to face my fear head on. Because the thing about your purpose is that it's going to call forward every fucking part of you. It's going to call forward your deepest fear, your deepest love, your deepest bliss. Like, it's going to require all of you. It's like a lover and he says, whatever, I want all of you. I want to feel every single part of you. I want to hold you when you cry. I want to be there with you. I want to see you and be with you through every rainbow, through every color in your rainbow. And that's what our purpose requires of us. Because if you just dip a toe in, the universe is going to match your level of commitment. The universe always matches your level of commitment. You can breathe into your belly and just feel that. So what would it feel like if, and maybe you're like, I'm all in. Maybe you really feel that in your bones, or maybe you're like, I'm not all in, and I want to be, and I don't know what my next step is. And I feel that there's more for me. And I don't know what that is, and I'm comfortable in where I'm at, and yet this whole other world is opening up for me, and I don't understand it because I've never been there. That's the call. You don't have to understand it. Can you understand God? Can you understand your creator? No. It's impossible to comprehend what you are on a mental level. And that's why everything that I do in Winged Alchemy has embodiment. We go inside the heart and we talk to the heart and we talk to the spirit and we talk to the womb if you have a womb. We talk down to the body, not down to you know what I mean though. We travel down to the body and listen to the somatic wisdom. Because sometimes what's in there is, I'm afraid of being seen because I died in a past life. That is so common in my work. I'm afraid of sharing what I really feel because of judgment. And that fear can be so intense that it actually feels like you're going to die. And that's how you know that you probably did. That was my story. I wanted to sing so much. I would watch American Idol and I would cry and I would cry and I would cry and I would cry. And this was like 5th grade. This was like young Ash watching these shows, and I would stay up all night when the internet was there, Googling different talent shows, and I just wanted to get discovered. I wanted somebody to see me. I wanted to be on that stage, and I felt it through my whole being. And then when I would be in front of people and they would say, sing, I would only give a little bit of me. How interesting. So I wanted to be completely seen and received, but I wasn't visible. That's not matching up. So I gave up for many years. I was literally petrified of giving my all, like opening up my throat and belting is the word, belting out, owning that shit, going all the way. Because as a young person, I could feel my intensity. I could feel my power. I could feel my voice is really loud. First of all, like when I sing, it's really loud most of the time. I have a wide open, large spirit. Like it's right sized because essentially we all have a lot within us. This isn't just me. We all have bigness. Right? We all have our full expression. So back then I just felt so deprived of being seen and received by the world. I felt like nobody gave a shit. And then when they would tell me to sing, I wouldn't go all in. I was scared. My throat would literally close up. And that's how you know if you have some stuff going on, is if your actual throat tightens. You could be telling somebody, I love you. You could be having a bunch of conversations and then go back and say, I did not communicate how I meant to. These are all signs of wounding in the expression. When you say something and you're like, that is not how I meant to say it. Not just once, but a pattern. And fast forward many years later, I started to get free, right? I found spirituality. Your purpose is what saves you, by the way. And everything that I teach and everything that I offer is everything that saved me, everything that contained me on earth, because I didn't want to be here. I had nothing to talk about with anybody. I had no passion. I didn't want to be in my romantic relationship. That was toxic. I was using my substance of choice all day, every day. I was in a smoke cloud. I had nothing to do on this planet, so I thought, but I was always waiting for my awakening. I always knew something was coming. I always knew it, but I had no idea what and when or where. And then it happened for me. It happened through yoga. And the lights came on. And I started to wake up in the spells that were casted over my life. No, that's not really how it felt. It was more like everything that was holding me lost its grip because I was getting my wings. And I was able to face my fear head on. So avoidance is not going to fly. You got to be transparent. You got to be visible. You got to be seen. Veiling yourself is not working. Right? And some of you are really going to hear this right now. And so for me, let's just take a breath with that. And we veil ourselves to protect ourselves. It's not some bad thing that we do. We do it to keep ourselves safe, right? We learned in a past life, or we learned when we were kids, they don't accept me. Let me veil myself. Let me quiet myself. And then all our gifts go into the shadow, go into the repressed parts of the psyche. And then we feel suffocated and depressed consistently, right? That's a soul that's been depressed, that's been repressed in its expression and gifts. So I was liberating myself. I had left that relationship. I had found spirituality. I was still using my substance of choice. And for me, that was a journey. And my spirituality overlapped with my substance use. And, that's fine. That was my path. It's beautiful. I wouldn't change it. And I started to play music with some friends. And I began to have fun with music. I began to sing. I began to open my throat. I began to express. And they were in a band and we would just sing and smoke and drink together. It was sort of that reality, and it was great and it was fun. I was freeing myself. I was being freed. The joy that I felt when we were jamming till 3 a.m. and singing, and oh my goddess, so much fun. A blast, okay? And they said to me, yeah, we're going to do open mic night next week. And I just got this feeling through my body of death, death, death. I got this really strong feeling of I 1,000,000% want that, and I 1,000,000% feel like I'm going to die. So often your deepest pleasure is somehow connected to pain or fear, because your pleasure is going to expand you into new horizons. Your dreams are going to expand you, and all of those systems, those ancient systems in your brain and in your body that associate expansion with death, they're going to come up and talk. There are some parts of us that want us to sit inside. Yet the larger part of you says grow. And the thing about it is, you are going to die metaphorically. You are going to die metaphorically on your path of purpose. You're going to dissolve past beliefs. You're going to dissolve past wounds. You are not going to be the same. And I know you've already been feeling this. You're not the same. You've metaphorically died to your past. And this is the center of my life's legacy, is to help you Release who you were 5 minutes ago to free yourself, my love. Because if we don't let go of our past, if we don't dig up those graves and those boogeymen or whatever, if we don't dig some of that up, we're going to be carrying backpacks of our past into our future. And you can't put a new car in a garage that's filled. We have to empty ourselves. And the way that we do that is to go head first. That's the medicine you get in Winged Alchemy. And I will walk with you into the darkest place, and I will sit there with you, have a cup of tea with your inner demons, and I will lead a conversation. I will walk with you. That's my calling. I will go with you. Because it is in those darkest boogeyman, whatever places where our most incredible power lives. Now we're talking Pluto. This is the medicine of Pluto. Deep power in the most hidden places of your being. And this is the energy of death and rebirth. And there are parts of you, like I said, that can feel that. And they resist that. And it's our choice whether we shrink or rise. So I decided to rise. Because I'm bold, and you are too. And this is not about us, just about us. This is about our children's children or our ancestors. You doing what you love is in service to all of life. Just keep that in mind. So I was about to go in. I said, fuck, let's do it. So I said, I need an energy healing session. I don't know what energy healing is, but I need it. And I found it. This was a process of me finding, I have this memory of being in my apartment and like Googling like energy healing. And I ended up on this video of like, it was so great. This really stands out to me right now. I was in my apartment and I found this video of this person doing like breath practices and like doing this like stomping of the feet and like clapping on the body, like using the body and the breath to move energy. And I just remember like following them in the video and doing the whole thing. And that was my beginning introduction to energy medicine, because that's a form of energy medicine, right? The breath, the body, the movement, Tai Chi, like all of these modalities. There's millions of them. There's tons. And then I found a Reiki healer. And I said, that's it. I know. The thing about your wisdom is that you know exactly what to do. Even if it's just your next step. You just know it. And we're so powerful that we can fake it to ourselves. I don't know. Boo, you know. Here's a spell. I release all fear of the truth now. You know your next step. And maybe your next step is to get quiet and go sit down. Maybe your next step is to go to the park. It's like you know your next step. Not from your ego, from your soul, from your God, from your creator. What is that energy calling you to become and do? And for me at that time, it was, boo, go get a healing session. So I went, and check this out. I went to my very first Reiki session. And we went through the whole journey, and it was really beautiful. And my intention was, I am terrified of singing in public, and I'm going to do it. And I'm so passionate about it, and I want it so bad. And I just want it, and I'm so afraid. And that depth of fear totally means there's a wound, totally means there's a purpose. Like that depth of thing is a blinking light. It's like a trigger. It's like whatever irks you, what these familiar irks, these familiar things, the thing that feels so deep, that's bringing you into destiny. So get excited, because that pattern that you feel like you can never heal, that overeating or that addiction or that money challenge, whatever it is that you're struggling with, get excited. And look towards that thing that you've been trying to fix and change over and over and over. Look towards that thing and say, thank you. I know that you are in my life for a greater purpose. And I am willing to receive that purpose right now, to receive the gift that you are bringing me and move the hell on, my love. Not from anger, bold love. You can speak to the pattern, and the deeper the pattern is, the bigger the gift. Start declaring that you're ready for the gift. Start declaring that you're ready to think about it differently. Start declaring that you're ready to have fun with this and play a little bit and get a little kinky with it. So anyways, I got my session focusing on singing in public because that was my dharma. That was my feeling of my, just what I wanted so deeply, right? That's it. And she said, after the session, she said, how do you see yourself, like a vision of yourself? Like, how do you see yourself singing? Like, are you wearing shoes? And I'm like, no, I'm not wearing shoes. She's like, yeah, I saw that too. She said, can I share something with you? I said, yeah. She said, I had a vision of you in a past life being killed up on a stage because you were a healer of sorts. You were pulling bark off a tree and doing different healing practices. And you were killed for that up on stage in front of a crowd. And I was like, oh my God. My whole body knew she was right. And all of a sudden, I wasn't crazy. All of a sudden, that big fear wasn't bad, Ashley, you're just weird and afraid. No, I have a wound. I had a wound from that. No shit. You're telling me I was a witch healer in a past life, healing with herbs, and then I was killed up on stage. You know how many people were killed in the witch trials, by the way? Like almost over 100,000. It's something like that, 60 to 100,000 or more. Men, women, whoever, probably children. It's like, if you don't conform to the church's way, you're a witch. You're out. This is history. What? And I knew in my body she was right. Nobody could tell me different. It clicked. I looked in the mirror and my eyes were like, welcome back, sis. You're a witch. And so actually for a whole year after that, I integrated my inner witch. I was doing magic and I was doing spells, and you betcha I did my first open mic with no shoes on. And she gave me tools. She said, I want you to look around the room and like put your energy in the space, like fill yourself up. Don't just stay in this little space of yourself. Put your energy around the room, be there, expand. And that's sort of how we started this chat today, right? Of expanding your energy, because side note, in Western magic and occult, which I've studied and deepened into my studies with that this year especially, power is seen as largeness and luminosity. Okay. So power is influence, right? True power is rooted in holy love. True power empowers other people. False power removes power from other people. It's bullshit. False power, the facade of power, manipulates other people to give them their power. You can't take somebody else's power, but you can trick them. Look at media, right? It's crazy. So true power is empowering. True power is rooted in love. And the way that Western magic views this, which really is sort of my lineage, because I'm a white person in this side of the world, right? I've studied shamanism and yoga and Hinduism and India and Buddhism and Taoism and all these beautiful, beautiful practices. And then I'm like, wait, what is Western occult? Let me learn the ways. And let me learn the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. And let me learn, and really when I deepen my studies with that, Damien Eccles is a really interesting, awesome teacher for Western magic, if you are interested in digging in a little bit. What I've learned is that it's all connected, okay? So Western magic is using breath, movement, and sound to create changes in energy. So is yoga. Breath, sound, and movement. So is Tantra. So is shamanism. So one of my deepest gifts and loves is to study and to practice. I didn't just read the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, and that's one of the core ritual practices of Western magic. I didn't just read it. I got up in my living room and I did it. One day, then I did it the next day, then I did it the next day, then I did it the next day. Let me see what this is about. Let me see what happens. And that's the mystic. The mystic doesn't read and consider. The mystic goes on the experiment. The mystic does it and experiences it, whatever they're called to do. So power is size and luminosity. And you can do this through your imagination. You can get big. You can take up space. You can do it with your posture, shoulders back, heart open. This is what I teach the souls in recovery. If you want to be empowered, move like power, walk like power. What is power other than the ability to influence? First, yourself. Remember, power empowers. So increasing your size energetically and expanding your aura, expanding your luminous energy field, making it brighter. These are core foundational ways of deepening into your power on this planet. Because somebody that's not empowered is not going to speak up, right? They're going to shrink from the call. They're going to shrink from the call. And that's when you wake up with an illness. Because if you are called to sing on stage and you resist the call, your gift is going to destroy you. I think that's even in the Bible too. It's like if you are so deeply called to something and you don't do it, it's going to manifest as sickness, probably in the body, right? And that's how much God loves us. That's how much the universe loves us, because it knows that our greatest joy is on the other side of that leap of faith. So I went out that night and I kicked my daggone shoes off, and I was still scared, okay? The fear didn't go away, but I knew my power at that point. I did what's called a soul retrieval, and I retrieved the part of me that died traumatically in that lifetime. I brought her back into my wholeness, and this is a shamanic skill that I'll teach you in the mystery school specifically, and doors are open, just PS. So if you're loving this, and if this podcast is not enough, you want more, that's the room to be in, my love. Go join us. We are going to rock. It starts in May. So get up on in there. So anyways, I kicked my shoes off and I did it. Period. Blank. Done. Now, what do I do now? I do light language in front of people. I get up on stage in front of hundreds of people. I've done that on a cruise. Hundreds of people up on a big stage singing Amy Winehouse because I wanted to and it would be fun. So that's the evolution of my purpose. It's gone from I need to help other people and I need to make a difference to yes, and I just want to do it and I love it. It's just fun. The reason why I'm getting up on stage in front of these hundreds of people on a cruise, sailing through the middle of the ocean, is because I think it would be fun. And that's the mindset I had. Let's take a breath. And what's coming to mind right now is I'm reading this book called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. And she talks about how if you live your life for others, that's repulsive. These are my words. But essentially, she's like, if you do things just for others, they can feel the weight of that. And that's not going to be helpful. Do it because you love it. Do it because you want it. Do it because it makes you happy. That's it. And the byproduct of that is uplifting others. So what do you love? What turns you on in your heart? So I transformed that fear, and I still am. I'm about to be on stage another time soon. I'm recording an album. And in that bar, my darling, it keeps getting raised. Right? So whenever I get settled, God's like, I have more for you. There's more. And then that fear comes around, and then I face the boogeyman, and I love it. So it's like, it is a spiral path of deepening in and coming back to things and revisiting them and then evolving more. But it's like, now I know the structure of the death and rebirth process. I know how it feels. I know what it's like. Not only do I know it for myself, but I've helped hundreds of people do this. Dissolve their past. Rewrite their story. And then walk boldly into their calling. So back to my point of what can really stand in the way or be a stepping stone is fear of being seen. So the first element with doing that is see yourself. Put down the distractions. Light a candle. Sit with a mirror. And penetrate yourself with your own loving gaze. That's where it has to start. Intimacy. Into me I see. People can only receive you to the depth that you've received you. So this is your call. To start staring into your own eyes and say, I want to feel all of you. I want to see all of you. Show me your magic. Show me your fears. I'm not moving. Meaning, I am devoted to being a pillar, a masculine pillar. The masculine holds the container and it's in you. I'm committed to being a pillar for myself, to express, to be seen, and to remember that it's now safe to be seen. And oftentimes we do need to journey backwards in order to go forwards. And there's many ways to do that and modalities to do that. And what stands out about winged alchemy is the element of community. When we do shamanic journeys into the lower world, into past lives, we go together. You're supported. I walk with you. I've explored the territory to a degree. And what I've explored, I can bring you into in your own psyche, soul. And as I unearth different levels and layers and territories in my own being, now I can lead you further, right? Because we can only take somebody as far as we've gone ourselves. And the whole idea is you're going to receive skills so that you can journey on your own, right? I'm going to teach you how to fish so that you can go fish on your own. Because all of these skills of journeying and inner alchemy and editing the past are frameworks, are structures, are maps that we can return to at any point, that we can call back when we go through something, right? It's a spiral path. It's like in yoga, you learn Tadasana. Every element of Tadasana you take into every posture, right? You root your feet, you softly bend the knees, you engage your thighs, you point your tailbone down, you lengthen the spine all the way up to the crown. Every shape is going to have most elements of Tadasana. And it's the same thing with shamanic journeying and skill sets that teach you how to heal at the level of your soul so you're not bound by the past. Because this is the moment we've been waiting for. This is it. And it's not hurry up. It's say yes. So now, what are you called to do? If you were to go straight into that luminous, expanded state, what are you called to do? Is it go to the park? Is it join the mystery school? Is it get a hypnotherapist? Is it eat something yummy? Like, what's the next aligned step? And it's our deepest duty to follow that path of destiny because it affects everybody everywhere. Destiny is the path you have never walked. And every single challenge has and is preparing you to lead your unique mission. And so remember, every challenge is a setup for you to grow your power, face the boogeyman, and journey deeper into the pleasure of aliveness. And honestly, I could talk business growth and how to grow your business and how to get clients. Like I could go into so much like soulpreneurship material. But the message that feels the most valuable right now is the energetic message of destiny and the storytelling that I've just shared about how I've done it and am doing it. And even when I've gone to record my album, I have energies coursing through my body. It's so sensational. And that means something. Something's moving through me. I'm being alchemized on the inside because I'm doing something I've never done. And I'm answering the call. So, my love, my prayer is that you create space to hear the call and that you say, fuck yes, I'm all in. And that you say, what's the next step? And that you walk the next step with both feet in. Ooh, we're going to have a part 3. We might have a part 4. Might have some guests on talking about purpose. And I hope this has served you. We want to see you. We want to receive your gifts. And I love you. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm sending you so much love. I'll catch you in the next episode. See ya. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you absolutely loved this episode. And if you did, please remember to leave a review and share some love. I will see you in the next one.